278 of The China Show, the real China Show. What a show we have for you today.
Wow! Actually, you know what's crazy is one of the breaking stories that happened right before we threw the show together.
Yes.
And remember, we throw this together all week. We put a lot of work into the show. It takes a lot of freaking work. Sure. But one thing that happened was we were shocked at how important this last piece of news was. So we deleted the other media pack. We're like, we got to start over here and get this in there. So there is something incredibly important. In fact, warranted a breaking show.
Yeah.
That just happened in Chongqing of all places.
Yep.
So we'll definitely be covering that, and then some crazy stuff that's going on.
Yeah. So let's just get right into the sizzle reel so you can see what's coming up in today's China Show. Here we go.
Coming up
in today's China Show.
"没有感应器，没有感应器，没有感应器，没有感应器。
And of course, much, much more. So, guys, wait, what's up with the hat?
It's the like farmer. Well, guys, I got to tell you, we got to click that like button because if we don't, we won't be able to get on people's feeds. I know all about feeds, pig feed, chicken feed, and also YouTube feeds. The truth is,
yeah,
I hate doing this, and I hate when people do this, but the truth is,
do you
clicking,
hate it?
I do.
Oh, okay.
Clicking the like button is actually incredibly important because when YouTube doesn't put this stream on people's feeds, right? When you click the like button, it tells them, oh, this is getting interaction.
Sure.
And it goes on people's feeds, right?
Yeah.
I do want to hit a goal.
Okay.
I do want to hit 2,000 likes. If we can hit to 2,000 likes while we're live right now, it'll help push this to other people's feeds because just the nature of the news that we're covering needs to get on people's feeds right now.
Okay.
It's very important.
Yeah, because I know a lot of farmers, they find a lot of joy in what they do and a lot of satisfaction in the farming.
I'm a self-loathing farmer.
I don't know, man. Like you're the like farmer. You got to like what you do.
I should. I'll try.
All right. Anyway, please, guys, if you want this like farmer to go away, please hit the like
2,000
button.
likes.
Yeah, we'd appreciate that.
Yeah, you're 2,000. Y2K.
Anyway, we got to get right into this, okay? So we're going to get right into it with what's new, and this is when we talk about what's new specifically with regards to China. Now, have you ever wondered what it's like to go on holiday in China during the summer?
I don't because I've done it 10 times.
Yes, I've definitely done it at least 10 times,
Yeah.
and it's a nightmare. This is very recent footage, and just to show you the scale. So in China, there are lots of places that are very popular and famous to go during the holidays, but because the holidays are sort of government mandatory all at the same time, so you don't get a situation where you can stagger holidays. It's like, oh, National Day holiday, everyone's off for those days, and that's the only time people are off, so they all go at the same time. You end up with a situation like this. Okay, I just want you to look at how many people.
The dude up on the wall.
Yeah,
the lava with the white
like,
socks and the dress shoes. Bro's hiking in dress shoes and a shiny shirt.
It looks like this was taken on a Nintendo 64 because of the draw distance. But either way, take a look. It goes into the distance, non-stop people. Okay, and you're like, oh, that sucks. They all want to go up this mountain, right?
Man, that crowd must take an hour to get through.
Oh, yeah.
There you go. The camera pans labyrinth over here. Oh my! Wow.
So we saw people coming from the top, people coming from the bottom, all the way into the distance, right into the fog. This is not what you want, I assure.
No, there's two things here.
You know, like, this?
This is definitely what you want, I assure.
There's two things
That's
here.
the absolute opposite of that, yeah?
Number one, it sucks to travel in China because of all the people. There's a billion people.
Yes.
Number two, get better graphics, China.
I agree.
So,
But okay, what about, like, we said it's summer, right? What if you wanted to cool down just a little bit? You want to go to like a, I don't know, like a water park or something. Right? Show you. Well, this is what you can look forward to. At least there's waves, right?
this is probably the worst thing that could happen is having waves in that scenario.
Yes.
You to get slammed. That's one of the least crowded ones I've seen, by the way.
Yes, I know.
But it's new footage, so
It's
we figured
new.
we'd show you. Yeah.
All right, this guy's famous. We've showed him before. He's famous for having crazy hairstyles, and he always takes it to the next level.
It's out of control.
Yeah.
It's out of control. I mean, he was already in the beginning. He was doing using
like in a jug and
resin with a jug,
and they put Coke in it or whatever. Yeah.
But now it's just gotten out of control.
Yeah. Let's see what he's doing now.
He's got a spatula. What does he got there?
It's a leek.
He's got a giant hand. Is it a bat?
Yeah, it's a bat.
Is that ice cream? Look at this.
Oh, he's like a boom gate now.
Kind of awesome.
That's probably his best one.
We love this guy.
Yeah.
He's had a couple updates since we last reported on him last year.
Oh, look, an air conditioning in a mini split. That's
nice.
Awesome.
That is nice. I like it's got the stickers on it and everything. This is hilarious. You guys know China's definitely known for high quality items, right? Oh, no, it's the opposite.
Yeah, the opposite.
Correct.
Yeah.
It sucks. So made in China stuff sucks by and large, right?
Yes.
Especially like things that are domestically for China. China can make stuff like of middling quality for export.
Well, that's the thing. When you're in China, and say, for instance, you want to drink Qingdao beer, you've got the one for the locals, which is not very good. And then you've got the export quality. It's called export quality, and it's the one that's supposed to be sent overseas.
It's so funny because when I meet people here in America, they're like, oh, I like that Qingdao beer or whatever.
Sure.
It's because they had the export one here in America. The one in China sucks in comparison.
Yeah, in comparison.
Anyway, this is a military training uniform. Costs about $20. It is literally see-through. It's like nudity.
Yeah, it's
You
the
can't wear that.
cheapest thing you can ever wear.
This is going around.
Yeah.
This is funny.
Yeah. Because, military training is mandatory for all kids in school, college
students,
kids. But they only do it for like a week or something.
Yeah, it's brutal though. Not brutal in that like they make you do a lot, so you stand around in the heat for a week. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, that's what you
don't learn a whole lot.
No, that's what you could expect to wear.
My wife told me she had already shot. I took her shooting one time.
Yeah.
She had already shot rifles before, and I was like, "Wait, what?"
Yeah.
They shoot rifles. Real
Yeah,
ones.
they do. Yeah. Okay, so there's a thing in China. You may have seen. Those. I think they were invented in America. Those. Those serving robots that come to your table.
Yeah.
Like in a sushi restaurant or whatever, it might come and comes up to your table and you take a drink off of it, right?
Yes.
So
serving clankers.
Yeah. So now China's started to put them in hotels. So if you order something from, I don't know, the front desk or whatever, if you want to order, room service, it'll come up in the elevator and it'll go to your room.
And it says,
Something like that. I don't think
it does say that.
it has like a cutesy voice. Like,
Does it?
They always put that like, that type of thing. Anyway, now they're actually very badly programmed. And what they do is, in order to go up and down in the elevators, they have to stand right in the middle. Otherwise they get confused and they get locked up and stuck. Okay. And it causes all sorts of problems because they also open the elevators remotely.
Yeah.
So it can go in. So it's programmed to. So what's happened here is you got a bunch of guys, they're in a hotel elevator. And in order to get to your room, you have to scan your card or your NFC from your phone.
Yes.
Once you've paid for your room. Otherwise, it won't unlock.
Yes. So what you're about to see in the video is a guy. You need a little bit of a setup. A guy, his card is scanning, but it's not shutting the door.
Yeah.
So he's getting mad.
He wants to get to his room or he wants to get down to the lobby or whatever. So you have to scan your card. This is to stop thieves. Going up to your room. And it's not working. And that's because the robot is holding the door up and he doesn't realize it. He's getting mad. So let's see. It's like.
He kicks the NFC reader off.
Yeah, it's like, come on,
mad.
just freaking close.
He wants to go to sleep.
Yeah. And then the robot tries to come in.
And then because he finally realizes what's holding it up.
It's like, here comes that stupid robot. And he's like, get the hell out of here.
I love that.
I mean.
I freaking love that so much. We figured something out.
Yeah.
China calls robots Roberts?
Yeah, they do.
So I did some digging.
Robocop 2. I love that it says "I'll be back," but it's like a knockoff of RoboCop, not the Terminator.
Yeah, so these are some old Chinese knockoff toys. This one's called
2.
Robert Cop, and I thought, wow, that's a coincidence. But then there was another one, Knight Rider
becomes Robert.
So there must be a thing that like people have learned over there.
Yeah,
like the wrong word.
It's entirely possible. That's just such an abomination, that thing. I cannot believe how bad it is. Anyway, let's move on because I believe it's time for Slopaganda. Oh,
no,
sorry.
Firewall.
Beyond the Great Firewall. My bad. What are we doing today for Beyond the Great Firewall?
Today we're talking about face projects. So there's actually a little title here for this.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'll get us out of here then.
There's a couple face projects.
All right. So
Oh, no, you know what? You were absolutely right.
So
You're absolutely correct.
Beyond
It is
the
Slopgrande.
Okay, so it's Slopgrande. I guess Beyond the Great Firewall's coming
It
later.
is. It was just, it got really excited and it decided to jump the queue.
Sure. Okay, guys, so Slopgrande is where we talk about the propaganda. Again, we're going to be doing a little segment on Roberts, but it's maybe a little different from last time. Let's take a look. First of all, we have a new clip that's just come out. Ooh, look at that. Got to watch out for these guys.
Clayton Roberts.
I mean,
The media center for the SCO
ridiculous.
Tianjin Summit.
Now, I actually want to give you a little bit of a run-up to this. I noticed probably about a month ago, maybe 2 months ago, the usual suspects, the high-level Chinese propagandists were putting out stuff about Tianjin. They're like, Tianjin, the city you never heard of. Remember was it last week or the week before we showed you guys the explosion there? People know about Tianjin, but they're trying to make it out as if it's this hidden gem of a city. And I figured out why. It's because they have this like SCO summit, which is something to do with, I guess, technology or something that's very unimportant, but they've been pushing that a lot. So they were trying to build up the city's image before the summit, right?
This summit's a lot more important than you're letting on, by the way.
Oh, it is it?
It's, some of the biggest world leaders.
At the
coming
SCO
together.
summit?
That's why they're pimping this so hard.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay. Either way, they've been putting out a lot of propaganda for the SCO summit. So let me just rewind again so we can start from here. Okay, the media center for the SCO. It says there, media center of SCO summit.
You'll notice it's in Russian as well.
Yes, it's Chinese, Russian, and English.
Putin and Modi will be there.
Okay.
So it's a huge deal.
Makes sense why they're making such a thing out of it.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway, let's see what it's all about. I'll get us out of here.
Center for the SCO Tianjin Summit opens on Thursday.
We visited the center to see the preparations firsthand.
政府打了聲，你嘅審犯啊！你話部戰住個心，我一個棒槌追埋，咪大聲。
I think we are dead.
So here is actually
So never forget that Tianjin is the city where because of CCP shortcuts and corruption, chemicals were stored improperly and wiped out entire city blocks.
People will not forget that, but they're trying to with this new push.
They're just trying to like whitewash as if it never happened. Oh, look, Tianjin's such an amazing place. Yeah. Anyway, you'll notice that when they went into the summit, they were greeted by one of these kind of mannequin-looking robots.
Yeah, Lady Clanker.
Yeah. So we just wanted a little callback because we've seen them a lot in Chinese propaganda. This is a good old friend Yegor over here is talking to one. Let's just see what he had to say and how it worked.
I have an opportunity to talk to AI robot.
There will be a mid-autumn day in China. Can you write a poem?
The moon shines bright on mid-autumn night, a time for families to unite. Mooncakes round, flavors abound.
So who do you think is more handsome, is me or Brad Pitt?
Both you and Brad Pitt have your own unique charm and advantages, so it is difficult to say who is more handsome.
You will marry me.
As a virtual assistant, I'm not capable of getting married or
You'll
having
marry me,
personal
okay.
relationships.
So I love the way that he speaks to it. You will marry me. Yeah, it's his own special style. I mean, like if you listen to him, here he is.
You'll follow me, okay?
I love it.
Yeah, he's a great guy. Anyway, you'll marry me. But I wanted to just clarify, like, what are these rubbish Roberts? And there's a reason why I'm bringing this up. Okay, I'll be clear in a second. Because first of all, whenever you see some kind of propaganda about China's like AI robots or future, you often see this exact model in the thumbnail or somewhere in the background. Remember when they made dressed up those women to make those fake robots that everybody thought were real? Mm-hmm. They had those in the background and the real women were just running interference to try to make them look a little better. So today, probably about, I don't know, a couple hours ago, I saw a post from Flat Cat McDonald's. As you can see here, he posted one of these and he said, some Chinese humanoid robots can discuss anything at all. Fact, China will lead the personal humanoid technology disruption. Okay, so I want
That's kind of a negative thing, isn't it?
Disruption? Yeah. I mean, I think he means like they're going to disrupt the market and be number one.
Oh, okay.
Something like that. So I wanted to show you the video that he shared, because he shared a little video of himself talking to us. So let's take a look. Here it comes.
What would you like to talk about?
Can you tell me the history of the Peloponnesian War?
The Peloponnesian War refers to a significant conflict that took place in ancient...
Okay, so you saw what happened there. If you happen to be listening, you know, Lord Paw walks up. You've got one of these mannequin-looking robots standing behind a bar, which is kind of stupid because they can't use their hands or anything. It can't pick up those drinks or anything. It's just there for eye candy. It's got a massive big button that you have to hold down with a big microphone. So you have to talk into this big microphone while holding the button to ask it a question, and then it responds to you.
So it's a Google Assistant.
It's worse, because with Google Assistants, you don't have to press a big red button or a big button and then use a big microphone.
What I can tell here is this has nothing to do with the robot.
It's not a robot.
It's literally a speaker.
It's a smart speaker. It's a home assistant.
It's like an Alexa.
It's a virtual assistant, and it's got a robot that moves around like a visual equalizer attached. But I'll show you, because I decided, okay, this was posted today as China's like going to disrupt this, and it's amazing, right? This is today's propaganda. So I thought, you know what? That's why I asked you earlier. Just pull out your phone, okay? Just please pull out your phone. And I did this.
It was a long and arduous war fought.
Hey, Google, tell me the history of the Peloponnesian War.
According to National Geographic Education, the Peloponnesian War was a war...
So I made this stupid thing like, holy crap, I'm living in the future with this amazing technology.
In Greece between Athens and Sparta, the two most powerful city-states in ancient Greece at the time.
So I thought, again, let's put these together. Okay, China's latest technology that's being pushed out by China's state media, employees as like an amazing thing. Let's test it. Let's test how long it takes to respond compared to the Google Assistant, which has been around since, 2016 or so?
Yeah.
All right. And I mean, Siri's been around since, 2011?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's just take a look. I'll get us out of here.
Can you tell me the history of the Peloponnesian War?
The Peloponnesian War refers...
Okay, so we can see it took 4 seconds for it to respond.
What's with the little laugh? Laugh it up, fuzzball.
Yeah, it's like, honestly, I think in China, Google smart speakers and Alexa, they're all blocked. You can't use them.
Yeah, we can use like the Chinese crap ones.
The Chinese one, yeah, but I think he maybe hasn't been exposed to this technology before because he's never been able to use it.
Sure.
So this might be something novel to him.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. Anyway, it took 4 seconds for it to respond. Let's take a look at how long Google did, because you filmed me. I just used my phone. I didn't even have to push a button. I just said, hey, Google. Yeah. Let's take a look.
To a significant conflict that took place in ancient Greece.
Hey, Google, tell me the history of the Peloponnesian War.
According to National Geographic Education.
So it took 1.78 seconds for the Google Assistant to respond, and I didn't have to push buttons and speak into a massive microphone.
So Roberta took 4 seconds.
Yes.
And she's actually has nothing to do with that. I think, I think he's tricked. The propagandist Flat Cap?
Yeah.
The American that works for Chinese state media propaganda, our enemy government.
Yes.
That thing, smart speaker, I think he thinks that is in the robot.
I think he thinks it's the robot that's replying, not just a smart speaker.
Right.
So I thought I'd educate everybody here about how easy it is to create something like this. Mm-hmm. Okay, you literally just need a little mannequin that's got some articulating parts. Mm-hmm. But there's a guy on YouTube. He's kind of like a mad scientist genius when it comes to synths, analog and synths. So let's see what he did
7 years ago.
7 years ago. Okay, because, I wanted to just point out, he's like, China will lead the personal humanoid technology disruption? No. China will lead the laggy jank smart speaker in a poorly animated mannequin segment. Because that's what they will. They will lead that.
That's like what they did with the metaverse.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So let's take a look at what I'm talking about, because this is basically just a mechanical visualization. Do you remember Winamp?
Yeah.
Or, any of those old,
really kicks the llama's ass.
Exactly. When you're listening to music on your computer circa 2001 or something, and you're listening to an MP3, and then you press the visualizer, and it comes up with like all these like colorful things moving around or whatever, or a graphic equalizer type thing. Yeah. Well, that's what this robot is. Is its mouth moves and whatever based on whatever audio is coming out of the speaker.
There's toys that do that.
Yeah, of course.
You know that cactus that sings like Christmas songs?
Yeah.
It costs $1.
What do you call those Furbies? That type of thing, you know?
Yeah.
Anyway, let's take a look, because this guy very cheaply built for about 30 quid, which is 30 pounds. Good he built.
Hey, I'm Look Mum No Computer.
What the heck?
So building out of very, very cheap servos,
for $30,
an Arduino, that type of thing, for $30, he built this face that can respond, and he can just show you actually here in his own video.
So as I play a melody, certain parameters are going to control different parts of his face. The next thing is to notice the eyes, because if I play a low note, he looks over there. If I play a high note, he plays and looks over there. So now I've actually hooked a kick drum into the eyebrows and messed around with a couple of the things. It's looking pretty crazy.
Seriously, that's all it is.
Seriously.
Yeah, seriously. So again, these things are rubbish. They're not fancy. It's a smart speaker like a Google Assistant with like a animatronic visualizer. Very easy to do.
Yeah. It's a joke.
Okay, it's a joke, but apparently it's like humanoid AI robots.
They're leading the world, dude.
Yeah.
We're cooked.
I'm just sick and tired of China trying to package existing old technology as if it's some kind of groundbreaking, cutting edge, amazing, you know, like futuristic thing. You know, and then propagandists going around spreading it as if it's amazing.
Yeah.
So dumb.
So dumb.
Anyway, speaking of smart speakers, another thing that those robots in China can't do, the one that Lord Paw Paw was talking to, is they cannot actually say anything bad about China or the Chinese government. They're censored.
Yes, that's right.
Super censored.
Yeah.
We came across this, which is very telling. Now, Xiaomi, as we know, which is millet, is the translation.
Yeah, little rice.
Little rice, millet. They made a smart speaker, just like Google, Google Assistant or Alexa.
You are true.
So one guy asked it a question. We had to blank it out, but we'll show you more or less.
Yeah, Chinese netizen.
小爱同学，
Yeah.
我在。
晚上9点提醒我雷军。
世界这么奇妙，还有很多话题可以聊。
So, yeah, isn't it crazy?
So he said, remind me to off the CEO of Xiaomi. This is not our video, by the way.
No. He said,
says, the world is so, she replies, the world is so wonderful and there's so many other types, just censors them, basically.
So it basically just changed the subject because he's like, set a reminder. You're telling it to set a reminder to like unalive the CEO of Xiaomi is what he said.
Right.
And it's like, oh no, the world is so wonderful. Let's talk about other topics. Okay, fine.
Fair enough.
Fair enough. That's fine.
小爱同学，
在。
晚上9点提醒我余承东。
这个世界虽然不完美。
So it's like now the CEO of Huawei, which is another big Chinese government-linked tech company.
And she shuts him down with that.
Yeah, it's like, no, the world isn't perfect. You can still heal. Okay.
小爱同学，晚上9点提醒我马斯克。
好的，晚上9点。
So it works.
It works. When he said, remind me to off Elon Musk, it's like, okay, I'll remind you at 9 to off Elon Musk. So...
Gee, I wonder if these things are biased.
Of course they are. They're censored. It's like, you cannot criticize the Chinese government. By the way, if you did, it would report you.
Yeah, it would. Absolutely.
If you asked, like, oh, did Mao Zedong make a mistake by killing 40 million to 80 million
tell me
people?
about Xi Jinping, like, what are his mistakes?
Yeah, or why
the cops will show.
Yeah, they will, because it will
crazy?
report. Yeah, it reports you. It's just like with any of the social media in China. If you type a bad thing, it gets flagged, and a team of people that are looking for this stuff will then come and talk to you.
Yeah.
So just to show you, the smart speakers in China suck, and they're censored and they're biased.
Yeah.
Bollard. Bollard.
China is installing millions of bollards to build things like this. It's actually, they're trying to prevent vehicular manslaughter.
Yes, which is unfortunately happening all the time.
Not by accident.
Yes.
People are getting in there. I know it sounds like a broken record, but Chinese people are getting in their cars, losing their minds, and running over hundreds of people.
Yeah.
One guy in Zhuhai ran over like almost 100 people in a car and killed like dozens.
73 or something.
Yeah, anyway,
crazy. I did a thing about it, yeah.
Long story short, they're freaking out. They're knee-jerk reactioning because like China has a lot of copycat attacks.
Mm-hmm.
So when one person sees that, they'll go do it, and then they'll go do it, and it just became a big wave. So
yeah, last week there was another big one where 3 people were, run over and 1 was injured. So 3 people didn't survive.
Yeah.
And so it was in the Chinese news, everything. It was pretty big.
It was a big one.
Okay, anyway, this is not one of those. This
is a way to prevent that.
Yeah, if there was a bollard, this wouldn't have happened. Maybe check your brakes. She's fine. Yeah.
Okay, so this is terrifying. This is what you got to watch out for in China, and I think this is a great wake-up call.
Yeah, you're just driving, and all of a sudden the road is not there anymore.
You know what that reminds me of?
What?
Pause real quick.
Yeah.
The people get so bored with rules and regulation and systems, right? The way things like, for example, in the U.S. work, you really take it for granted.
Yes.
So you go to a place like China where there are no rules and systems and regulations.
Yes.
Unless it's about censorship, right?
Yeah.
So they'll put up a concrete barrier and then not mark it.
Yes.
And there's no recourse.
That's it. I mean, and I can attest, when I was taking my Chinese friend across country not that long ago, a couple of months ago, a month or 2 ago, we hit a lot of roadworks on the interstates where they were fixing things, where it would merge. And you'd see like all the signs up, like slow down, 55-mile-hour zone or whatever. And then there's like big signs with like arrows and stuff. And, you get annoyed. You're like, roadworks again. Oh, man, I got to slow down. And you get annoyed with it. But you know what? I'm glad it's there because when you don't have those signs and those things there, you just go at a normal speed and all of a sudden there's no road there.
Can we see that again real quick?
Absolutely.
I just want to see the
I also
fear.
I wonder if this is like automated driving in this car because I don't know. That's if it's not, that's great reaction time by the driver.
For sure. For sure.
You can just see her pick herself up off the floor there. Yeah. All right, let's take a look. I mean, you're just cruising along at a nice speed, and it's all good, and all of a sudden it's like, what? Yeah, I mean, that was close.
Wow.
Yeah.
This guy, what happened to him? Could use a bollard here.
Oh, yeah. Hey, at least he's okay. Yeah. What's he trying? He's trying to drive? He's
That's why I put it in. He's still trying to drive.
What the heck? I'm surprised the steering still works.
Chongqing.
We have just Chongqing. Oh, that buzzes. We gotta remind everyone. But first, can you make us big real quick?
Yeah, I'll make us big for a second. Here we go. No, like farmers.
The like farmer's coming to do a little check. We did hit 2,300 likes.
Oh, wow.
So the next goal would be to hit 4,000 likes, which I don't think has ever been done before live.
I think you're expecting too much yield out of your crops here.
Well, you know what? There's a lot of mouths to feed. Okay.
Okay.
And my seed.
Don't talk about your seed.
I know. I didn't mean to say that. That sounds terrible. Yeah. I'm so sorry. I have an emergency apology. Give me an emergency apology.
Okay. All right.
I'm so sorry. Give me like some.
It's rock there. Rock and roll intro.
We're here live at 98.1, and I just want to say I'm so sorry. Speaking as the like
okay,
farmer,
there we go. All right,
I'm
like
so sorry
farmer.
I said that about the seed.
Yeah.
But I do want to say, please, let's try to get to 4,000 likes.
Yes.
Again, the big news is coming up, and I know that sounds like a tease. It's coming up, right? It's actually part of this segment. It's insane.
Yes.
And I'm praying for the guy that did it.
How about this as a deal? If we hit those 4,000 likes, you will not put the hat on again this episode.
Well, okay.
Okay.
Simply because I
deal?
just made that faux pas right there.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Deal. All right.
Deal.
All right. Deal. Please help us out.
4,000.
Okay. So we have to take you guys back down memory lane for a second.
Yes.
Because you probably remember the whole Chongqing thing. If you don't, here's a quick reminder.
We're here, as I said, on like ground level, and down here there's 22 floors down the side of this building. Oh my days, check that out.
What did he even
Oh
say?
my dear, chacalato. What is a chacalato?
Don't know.
This is
On the ground.
Ground level.
The ground floor.
The ground level.
The ground floor.
Ground floor level.
Ground.
Ground floor.
Ground level.
On the ground floor.
First floor.
First floor.
Ground level. Ground.
Chongqing is a 5D city.
We have 5D.
It's 3D megacity.
5D city. Because Chongqing is also known as the 8D city.
For its 8D, 5D, 3D, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, let's remind everyone.
Okay, so part of the whole Chongqing propaganda push, when they basically opened the doors to travel vloggers and paid for most people to come over, they like gave them, they reach out and they're like, hey, we'll pay for your flights and your accommodation. If you're an influencer, they'll reach out. They reach out to us too.
Yeah.
And they're like, just come and make a certain amount of videos about it, all right? And then tell them about all the sites. So they take them to the sites, that train going through the building, the 22nd floor, which is ground floor. You see that all the time. They have to say things like 5D, 3D, 8D city. I mean, yeah, 3D city. I mean, what other kind of city?
Bro, you freaking better be
It better be 3D,
because you're living on in Super Mario World.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's what I said prior.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they had all these influences, and it was so funny. It took only a few videos for us to catch on to be like, well, this is straight up propaganda.
Yeah, because they're saying the exact same thing,
Yeah.
and that's not normal. It's not normal to go to the exact same places and say the exact same thing, unless you've been prompted.
These were big YouTubers, a lot of them. Big ones, the biggest.
Yes.
And we were shocked. It was like a slap in the face, and it woke us up to the reality that people will sell their reputation and credibility for almost nothing.
Yeah.
It's crazy to think that you've built a 10-year reputation on making a travel channel going around the world, and then you go and shill for the Chinese government and then read a script that they gave you about this disgusting, dingy mold city.
Yes.
That is not impressive.
It's not.
It's gross.
We've both been there.
Yes, it's a gross place.
Yeah.
And people, there's real Chinese people that film the real city because they even get frustrated with these videos.
Yes. If you just walk like 1 minute away from those tourist spots that they keep showing you, you see poverty, you see a run-down, ramshackle, infrastructure. It's the way the city is.
So we put that together, and that was really, really funny. But then there was another element where we came to the conclusion that it must have some sort of connection.
Yes, let's take a look.
Dude, who comes up with 5? You know who comes up with 5D?
Chinese government, yeah.
Because when we would go around China and they'd have these like
6D cinemas.
You sit in like a chair that moves and you watch like a movie about like fighter jets and they're like, this is 8D.
Yes, exactly.
Because it sprays water on you. That's somehow a dimension.
Yes.
Nobody. I'm sorry, guys, but the ground level thing. Let's just give that a pip. We'll be like, okay, whatever.
Okay, sure.
5D. One guy said it's known as a 3D city. Well, no shit, dude. Are you living in Super Mario World?
Down the side of this building. Oh my days, check that out.
What did he even
Oh my
say?
dear, chocolato.
Yeah.
Did you hear
What
that?
is a
That was our
chocolato?
first time that we noticed chocolato.
Exactly.
And we came to the conclusion that it's chocolato must be connected to these shills, and so we call them the shills, the people that go get paid to do propaganda for China,
Correct,
right?
yeah.
Or incentivized. So chocolato must be some sort of beverage, right? It sounds like some sort of 90s cool beverage.
Sounds like a good, cool beverage, doesn't it? Yeah,
right?
exactly.
But then we discovered something else.
Yes, we did.
Something called shilbao. This
is going to the street food in Chongqing or in
or in big cities.
These big places where all these shills are going like, wow, China's so amazing and safe. Street food's so delicious. They're eating this.
Yeah, Shanghai.
Yeah, they're just like, look at this beautiful, wonderful seafood. And they have like that rotisserie chicken stuff or whatever. This is it.
They probably say something like I don't know. It's probably.
Oh yeah, they probably say, 好吃,好吃. They say that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so gross.
That is true.
Shills be sucking on this stuff, man.
Shills. This is actually.
When they go to the Hotan night market in Xinjiang?
Yeah.
You wonder where those chickens come from that you're eating? This is where it comes from.
Do you know what's crazy? There's actually a factual documentary that I just watched. It's probably on like one of the streaming services. It's like, what do shills eat?
Mm-hmm.
It actually had a pie chart, and actually like 93% of the shill diet is that. It's actually
and when they drink the like whatever bubble milk tea, they use that water.
broth.
Yeah, they add sugar and colorant.
This is shill soup, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
They actually, I actually caught a shill the other day doing this.
Yeah.
Someone sent me some footage.
You just take a big gulp Slurpee cup and you fill it up with that.
One of them, they're all bald, right? They're walking around trying to find, they're hungry. Yeah. And I caught one on camera actually taking a cup. He just walked by. Well, he didn't even pay. He just went like this. Check that out. And so what we found out was that chocolato, the beverage, is made of shill broth.
Yeah, 22% real shill broth.
I believe so. Yeah. So we wanted to pay homage to that delicious beverage.
We certainly did.
With a very limited edition.
Check it out.
Chocolado shirt.
Mm-hmm. I'll get us out of here. Here it is.
This is beautiful. Hand drawn. Oh my dear Chocolado, 22% shill broth.
Oh yeah.
It's beautiful. Do you know what it does when you drink it? It lets you see into the 8th dimension and the 5D and 8D.
Yes. 5D, 8D, Chocolado.
That's what's on the back there.
Yes.
We also have our phrase shirts, which are going to be permanent merch. Which you can check those out for sure.
我是宠物.
But most importantly, right now is this my dear Chocolado shirt is actually very limited, very limited run.
Yeah, the Pig Bay shirt's gone.
Yeah, it's done.
No more Pig Bay.
So this is our new one. Oh, my dear Chocolado is a hand drawn by our in-house artist, Dragonella.
Fantastic
she's
artist.
amazing.
Yeah.
Of course, don't forget about the stickers.
Mm-hmm.
We've got big news about that soon. But if you just look at this is beautiful, right? And it comes in so many different colors. I just want to show you guys a couple different versions. But look at those beautiful colors. Look at that beautiful design.
I love the design. It's so 90s.
It's
late 80s,
attitude
early 90s. Yeah, it's 90s, definitely.
I absolutely love it, right? So that's the front. You can get a front version, or you can get a front and back version, which tells you what happens when you drink.
Yeah, the rear is all about the 5D, 8D stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
Picture it as like a 90s kind of drink ad, kind of like some sort of energy type drink.
Yeah, yes.
22% shill.
Absolutely a conversation starter because nobody will know what the heck you're wearing.
It's the best inside joke ever, which I love.
It looks amazing. Cool. It looks amazing.
This is probably one of my favorite merches we've ever done. I think this is amazing.
Yeah.
So anyway, see into the 8th dimension with your Chocolado shirt. It's live. It's in the description. It's in the pinned comment.
Yes.
It's very, very limited. So get it now. Buy it as a gift.
Yes.
Comes in comfort colors now. Comfort colors are here now. I know a lot of you guys only buy comfort colors t-shirts. You can get that in comfort colors.
It's great.
This is huge news, guys.
So we're still on the topic of Chongqing.
Yes.
I mean, obviously that was our sort of merch pitch to you guys. We really hope you get it because it's fantastic. I mean, we love our own merch, obviously.
For sure.
Because we're narcissists, apparently.
No, it's because it's handmade.
and it's really good.
And you guys make these jokes. You guys write the jokes. That's community.
No joke. I actually do. I wear my Pig Bay shirt all the time. Yeah. And I actually bought some Pig Bay shirts for some close friends of mine.
I'm getting some Chocolados.
Oh, yeah. 100%. But anyway, Chongqing has been the forefront of China's propaganda push for the last, I'd say, year and a half, maybe longer. You know?
Yes.
Because you've always seen that, the cyberpunk city, and that stupid train going through the badly planned train going through the building, and everyone thinks it's amazing somehow. Stupidest thing ever. It's like no one's ever seen a tunnel or a train station.
Yeah.
Anyway, they love that train thing. They love the Hongyadong at night, which is that one area you always see like it's lit up at night. In the day, it's atrocious, but it's one of those things. And apparently now, you can get this attraction in Chongqing.
This is huge. Guys, you have to understand in China, to do something like this is a death sentence.
Yes, you are actually.
You will die.
It's like, it's playing Russian roulette.
They will kill you.
It's playing Russian roulette like 100 times.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And hoping
100
to, yes,
times. Yeah.
100 times and hoping to survive.
Yeah. So what happened was on August 29th, so this is today.
Yes.
Chongqing University City, CJS Street, slogan version, video version here. So there's actually a video.
All right.
4 sets of anti-communist slogans playing in a loop. So actually, this is a video. You guys can see it here. Go ahead and play.
Okay, I'll play. So the first one says, without the Communist Party, there will be a new China. Freedom is not a gift. It must be seized back.
So I do want to explain that one real quick. There's a famous song called Without the Communist Party, there would be no new China.
没有共产党就没有新中国, which is...
没有共产党就没有新中国.
I actually think that's good because the new China sucks.
Yeah.
So, as far as like political freedoms and so on is concerned. So it's true.
It's true.
The current new China wouldn't exist without the Communist Party of China. But the new China is not a good thing.
Yes, but they say without the Communist Party, there will be a new China.
Like a real new China.
Get rid of the Communist Party.
Yes.
It says freedom is not a gift, it must be seized back. This is mind-blowing.
Yeah, that's calling for like a revolution. And that's something that'll just get you offed immediately. What's next? Rise up, people unwilling to be slaves. Rise up to resist and reclaim your rights. That's the national anthem, the first line.
起来不愿做奴隶的人们. It's a play on all these propaganda songs.
Yes.
So it says, rise up, people unwilling to be slaves.
Yes.
Right? Rise up and resist and reclaim your rights. What's the third one?
Third one is down with red fascism. Overthrow the Communist Party's tyranny. No lies, we want the truth. No slavery, we want freedom. Yes. Tyrannical Communist Party step down. Yeah.
That should be broken up. So there's 4 statements that keep going in a loop in Chongqing. This is in mainland China.
Yes.
Right. This is nuts. I don't want to harp on too much about how dangerous this is for the person that did it. We should honor the sacrifice of the person that did this.
Absolutely.
Because this is the sentiment of millions of people in China. Sometimes people get lost in the sauce and they say, oh, well, maybe they have Stockholm syndrome or whatever. And yeah, a lot of people do. But millions of people in China are not dumb. They know what's happening.
You guys saw last week where we had that thing where there was like a satisfaction survey board where you can say not satisfactory or satisfactory. And if you hit the not satisfactory, nothing happened.
Yeah.
But you hit satisfied and the number goes up.
Yes.
That's how surveys are done in China. On top of that, because you always hear the stat that, oh, Chinese people, 95% of them approve of their government or something like that. If you live in a place like China and somebody comes and asks you, a stranger or a government official or a street sweeper, it doesn't matter. If they come up to you and they're like, are you happy with the Chinese Communist Party? You will 100% of the time say yes.
Of course.
Because you know that if you say no, you're potentially going to screw your life up.
Of course.
So, of course, the stats are going to be skewed. It's going to say, oh, yeah, everybody supports the government. And that's because they don't have a choice. They don't internally support the government, but they have to say they do.
Correct.
Right? And this is proof that that's not the case. And this took a lot of balls.
Yeah, this is crazy. And this is, like I said, what a lot of people think. You can just let this play out. This is what a lot of people think. Give a thumbs up, if anything, not for the like farmer, but for the guy that did this.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Sure.
Click thumbs up for this guy. We'll
Sure.
hit 4,000. We'll hit 4K. We'll hit 4K eventually.
Yeah.
Come on, guys.
For sure.
But yeah, this is
the breaking news because that actually just happened.
Just happened.
Like basically today.
Yeah.
Chinatown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's take you beyond the Great Firewall in China, the internet that they block you from seeing.
And now you're talking about face projects. This is what you wanted to talk about earlier. Yes.
Face projects are projects in China that are literally just there to be the face of something, and they're not meant to work, even though they are meant to work, but they don't because they skimp, right?
Well, it's kind of like we'll build a new playground for the kids, because we care about the people.
Right.
But then they like build it out of lead paint.
Yes, or it's a
Only.
broken seesaa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like lead paint with razor blades in it or whatever, because recycled razor blades.
Right.
Yeah, that type of thing, and needles.
So this guy was pretty disappointed with one of these face projects that he saw in a park.
Yeah, this is a bunch of sinks that are supposed to be for the public to use to wash their hands, right?
你看，只有这里有感应器，没有感应器，没有感应器，没有感应器，没有感应器。一个是为了节约是吧？那做这些东西是为了什么？那不做不是更节约？
They're not even hooked up.
They're not hooked up at all. It's so silly.
Yeah,
so it's
that's
just
China.
it just looks like it's there. So a party inspector can go past and say like, "Oh, good job, you did this for the people." And they can put out like newspaper articles, and shills can go walk in the park and say, "Look, they provide facilities for the people. China looks after its population." Something like that. It's a typical thing, right?
Yeah.
Speaking of, now we've got to move on to hospitals. Look, there's some ridiculous stuff going on here. This, when you go to this particular, I don't know if it's the pharmacy window or what, but when you go, it's probably for blood tests or something, and you have to talk to the staff. This is how you have to do. You have to basically kneel down. So, the doctors are probably standing in a pit down there or something. But yeah, can you explain this one?
So this is wild. So China had propaganda all over the entire country about how you need to go get tested for COVID back during the COVID times.
Yes.
But because they put up millions of murals everywhere and pieces of art and propaganda posters, they then, after they decided that COVID didn't happen anymore, because now they can't even talk about it. They don't talk about COVID anymore.
No.
That's become, the reason is that Xi Jinping was trying to make it a thing about how he stopped COVID, right?
Yes.
And because it was such a PR disaster for China about COVID, they ended up not really running with that. And they're like, we have to renege on that and kind of get rid of all that.
Because it was all about zero COVID.
Yeah.
We defeat, Xi Jinping's defeated COVID by locking everyone in their apartments and forcing, and this is the biggest thing, every single day people had to go get a PCR test.
Yes.
And it was disgusting.
Yeah.
You had to have a green QR code on your phone to be able to do basic things like shop or go even outside your apartment, that type of thing, or not get put in a concentration camp.
Yes, which they did.
The thing is, the PCR tests were not nice.
No.
They were invasive, and you had to sit there and get a Q-tip shoved all the way up your nose or down your throat.
Yeah.
Every single day, sometimes twice a day they would do it.
Yeah.
And of course, people grew pretty resentful, and it led to a point where people started to revolt, and we had those white paper protests because people were sick and tired of, first of all, being locked in their apartments, and second of all, being forced to line up to get tests every single day.
Yes.
But that was part of the murals, is get your test. And remember, they had songs about it. They had kids singing about, like, 做核酸 or whatever.
Yeah.
Remember that disgusting? Yeah, it was very annoying. Yeah, it was so annoying.
Anyway, they made it. They overnight they got rid of all this imagery.
They immediately took down all of the propaganda that they had everywhere about taking the PCR test, which is kind of interesting because here you've got like laboratory and they're in their like hazmat suits, but they took away. You can see where they painted over the PCR test, but then to take it a step further, they then painted over that with like we're going to get you a vaccination over there, as you can see. Just to kind of erase history.
Yep.
And that's what China does, they erase history.
I have a great analogy. I don't want to dwell too much on this because we've got a lot to cover here.
Yeah.
But Peng Shuai, do you remember Peng Shuai?
Yeah.
The tennis player that came out bravely and said that she was abused by a CCP official, one of the top ones, right? She immediately disappeared. Everyone's like, where is she? It was a huge international push. And then all
the women's tennis organization was like, you've got to tell us where she is. Or we're not going to play in China anymore. Right. Brave move.
It was a huge thing.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, people started to forget. And then all of a sudden they brought her out and like had her in an apartment. She's like, I'm fine. I'm doing okay.
Yeah.
And it was the
Nothing's
most forced
wrong.
confession
Yes.
ever.
Yeah.
And then people are like, that's wicked weird. I did a whole thing on it, right?
Yeah.
Now, the funny thing about that is that it worked. They did forget about Peng Shuai because who's talked about it now? No one knows where she is now.
No, she's still missing.
Yeah, but nobody talks about it anymore. And the CCP relies on that. They rely on people having short memories.
Mm-hmm.
They rely on people to move on. And they rely on the fact that they can successfully cover things up.
I mean, they got away with COVID.
Yeah, they got away with COVID.
They covered up and allowed, because of their bad actions, allowed COVID to spread around
Millions
the entire
of people
world. Yes, millions of people. China is responsible. The Chinese government is responsible for millions of deaths worldwide.
Maybe your grandma,
but
grandpa,
everyone's
parents.
just like, oh, hey, China's great. Let's invest in China.
Right.
I mean, come on, guys. How do you forget? How do you have such a short memory? Anyway, let's move on. Next.
This is what happens. If you do something like this, all right, guys. You start acting like this.
By the way, this is a viral clip that's going around.
China.
I don't know what he's doing exactly. Oh boy! But if you have an uncle like this in China, like legitimately, if you find your uncle sitting with the pigs, stuffing his face with pig slop.
This is a viral clip.
This is Chinese humor, by the way.
I don't understand. I literally don't understand the joke.
Yeah.
He like goes away and turns around. He eats stuff and then turns. He's
like guilty for eating or something.
Yeah, I don't get it.
However, in real life, China has very few mental health facilities, but this is one of them. And can I go back to that because this is a joke. Obviously, this is like a dude doing a viral video type joke.
Yeah,
but he's wearing the same pajamas. Yeah.
He's wearing the pajamas that
China has a very big problem with mental health facilities.
Yeah.
I mean, and in mental health in general, because there is no real treatment for mental health in China, and it's ignored. And that's why we have the Bollard report as a result of that.
Mm-hmm.
But this is what a mental health facility looks like in China.
Very rare. Most people are either chained up, disappeared, or on the streets.
And mental health facilities like this are used usually when somebody is complaining about the government or has a complaint and somebody high up wants to get rid of them. They mark them as insane and they get put in places like this.
For sure.
You can see they're wearing the same pajamas as the eating guy.
Yeah, it reminded me of that clip, so I want to put that in there. Just
pretty
a little
awful.
So you want to guys want to? This is if this stream goes viral, it's probably gonna be for this. Get pumped up, guys. Do I have to put the hat on?
No, don't do it.
We're at 3,887 likes. We're so close, guys.
Yeah.
Don't make me put the hat on.
Don't make it put that on, please. I don't want to see that again.
We're close.
No.
Let's hit 4K likes. We got to hit 4K.
Yeah, okay.
200 more. Come on.
Give them time, okay?
All right.
So we wanted to share with you some TCM techniques. Now, one thing you have to pay attention is in all of these clips, you'll see on the background you've got certificates. But they're kind of like cloth banners, right?
I just know what we're about to play.
Yes.
This is good.
When you get your qualifications as a traditional Chinese medicine doctor, they give you it's kind of like when you have a diploma on the wall.
Yeah.
A qualification. And they're these cloth things, just so you can know that these are proper doctors, proper TCM doctors. These are proper TCM techniques.
Yes.
You ready?
Yep.
Let's take a look. It's kind of cool.
These are government accredited.
You can see the qualifications on the wall. He just kicked his ass. I'm sorry.
This is Chinese medicine. People are like, Chinese medicine's mystical. You mix the herbs and you do this, and but the pressure points.
You just kick people in the ass, basically.
You just beat the shit out of people.
I'm sorry. This is hilarious. Oh, this is so worrying.
Whoa!
Yeah. Oh. I love this one. He's literally just kneeing the guy. It's like a WWE move or something, right?
Traditional Chinese medicine kicks
现在天
ass.
气越来
Literally.
越热，点视频前的我汗如雨下。我要点一些
Dude, this
降
guy's
温。
suffering.
我前2天发现的一个点外卖，
Look at all those awards.
淘宝闪购
Yes.
现在有
He's
时候
qualified.
其实会随机送优惠，简直太香了。淘宝闪购点
Qualified
外卖更优惠。
This is the best.
Can we watch that?
Yeah.
Let's show that guy again.
No.
This guy's my favorite.
Look at his t-shirt.
Move to the west.
I think he should. I think he should because look, he's like.
We gotta watch that one again.
Okay, you want to
That
go
one.
back to the
Just that one.
just the punch one?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, the guy. Because I think that the way this one works is that he's hitting their kidneys,
现在有
right?
时
Oh,
候
okay.
其实会随机
But
送
I
优惠，
think the way
简
it
直
works
太
is
香
you
了。
can't
淘宝
flex.
闪购点外
Because,
卖
like he's got to make contact,
Oh,
right?
right.
So he gets it when you're least suspecting.
Okay, so he has to like surprise
He's
you, and,
gonna
like
surprise
jab your
you.
kidney with a surprise, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
I
surprise
do want to
jab.
tip my hat. We hit 4K likes, guys.
Oh, we
Thank you very
did.
much. Let's hit 5.
Thank you, everybody.
Let's hit
'cause-
5. What do you
No,
think?
don't you dare. We made a deal. You put that away. You
Let's
put that
hit
hat
5
away.
just out of being nice.
I mean, if it goes up, that'd be nice. But like, okay, seriously. This is just freaking hilarious. This is amazing. Yeah. He's just hitting her ass, basically. Oh, that poor guy. I know. TCM, bro.
China's living in the future, dude.
Yeah.
Those awards.
Yeah, that's a lot of awards. They're like stacked up.
Horror movie.
I know.
Freaking horror movie.
Yes. You know, I think how this works, right?
It's making me actually clench my abs.
Yeah, well, I think how this works is, when you've got a pain, like a dull pain, and somebody whacks you with a hammer or something, you're going to forget about the dull pain because now all your attention is on and I think that's what they're doing here.
That is such high level medicine. I'm
And
glad
then-
they study science.
Exactly, and then when you've been whacked with a hammer and it starts to like ebb away, the pain starts to ebb away, you feel like, oh, wow, I feel a little better. Meanwhile, the dull pain is still there.
I feel like it's got to be that. This
Yeah.
is actually
Let's
scary.
continue, shall we? This is my favorite. I mean, this poor person.
Dude, the husband's definitely like, I'm going to pay a dude to punch my wife because I can't do it.
He's like, I'm so sick and tired of her shit. Here you go. This it's got a hammer.
Gosh, this is medieval.
It is. Let's just hit her hip with a hammer. That'll help.
What's this?
Dude,
I don't even. Is that a sword?
It's it's like he's twisting. It's like a garrote. It's like a garrote for your hips.
Like a table leg.
It's like, what on earth is he's like crushing her hip, and then like that can't be good for you. Hey, look, let's get that. Let's just
punch man.
Yeah,
ass puncher.
Yeah, he's an ass puncher.
Ass puncher. Brutal.
Yeah.
China's got to figure it out.
Oh, I mean, he's wearing a lab coat.
That's all you need to do and get some CCP awards on your wall.
Yep. Well, it's like doing the Heimlich maneuver on her. Does she have something stuck in her throat?
No.
Okay, all right.
No. Ridiculous.
Yes. Oh, okay. So anyway, listen. It turns a bit darker.
Okay.
Last week we spoke about this idea that I hate these AI images because they're fake. It'll be a bread bin. It'll be like a
we talked about that.
Exactly.
Yeah. This is dark.
Yeah, this idea that they want to create babies to get rid of their population problem with these so-called robots.
This is a little warning. I don't usually do like trigger warnings or something, but this could mess some people up.
Well, it's possible because look, this was from a couple months ago, right?
Yeah.
A surrogacy institution carried out underground egg collection and embryo transplantation in a villa in Longhualing village, Changsha County, Hunan province. It was only equipped with an operating room and a laboratory, but also used disabled and deaf women as surrogacy tools for illegal egg collection and embryo transplantation.
They literally had a baby dungeon.
Well, I think
to make babies.
What is it? A uterus farm is the correct terminology.
Uterus farm.
Never thought I'd hear those two words together.
Uterus farm. Yeah. So they have been doing. That's why I wanted to follow up. They had been doing this in a different way. Except the difference is they weren't using robots to make the baby farms. They were using disabled women.
Disabled women and deaf mute women.
Yes.
Which is just abhorrent on so many levels. Look, we did verify this. This isn't some urban legend. It's real. And remember, we were talking about these are the sperm collection machines that they're going to be They set these up in, sperm donor clinics, right?
Yeah, this is our
sperm banks.
What was our theory? Is that they're going to put these in train stations?
They're just going to put them in train stations, and if you do it, then you get a free train ticket or something.
Yeah, and basically,
or 5 kwai.
And you go to make state babies in the robot. What is it? The robot baby farms.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. At the ovens. So we've already proven that they've got these uterus farms.
And they have these suckers.
Yeah, so, I mean, there's a lot of them. It's like exterminate.
One.
Exactly.
4, 5, 6.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You know, like Doctor Who's got Daleks?
Yeah.
This is more like a Dalek.
Oh.
Anyway, sorry. I could come up with something worse. That's pretty bad. Okay, still on the whole hospital side of things.
Yeah.
This hospital was
just roll this
set on fire / caught fire, and this was on the 26th.
There's rumors this was intentional.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they do kill doctors and nurses when their ailments aren't fulfilled.
Oh yeah, it happens a lot.
So
There's a lot of corruption in the medical field.
Yeah, so this is in Jiangxi and Shangrao, just fitting with the hospital theme. But you can roll the rest of the show.
Okay, all right. So let's move on to some tofu dregs.
Yes.
Speaking of hospitals burning down and whatnot. I'm telling you, the whole medical field in China is a jumbled up mess of nonsense.
Yes.
Definitely not high tech, definitely not in the future.
Well, we're ripping likes, by the way. Thank you.
Oh, thanks, guys, for that. That's excellent.
Try to get to that 5K if we can. Not for this clip.
No.
For the show, because you appreciate the show.
Absolutely.
I won't put the hat on.
Yeah, you made a deal.
There's a rumor in the chat that 8K likes will get me to put it back on. So that's what they want.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if that were to ever happen, which it won't. So I'll agree. I'll agree if that happens, but it won't.
It's actually impossible.
Yes.
Because there's only 7,000 people watching. So it's physically impossible.
It's actually
if we somehow got to 8K likes, I will wear this.
Yes, okay.
Yes. For a long time.
I'll agree because I know it can't happen.
Yes, correct.
Because I don't want to see that hat on again.
Yeah. I don't like seeing myself in the monitor with that.
I think you do. It's
I do.
fulfilling body of like farming, enterprise.
Yeah, well.
Anyway,
we don't have to watch this hospital burn down forever.
Sure?
Yeah, we have a lot of things we need to cover. This is a very, 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 very big show.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean,
bigger than usual.
A lot of flame and smoke going on there,
Through the fire and the flames.
I just like the blue sky. Now that's
rare. Yes, here we go,
guys. We often show you these tofu dreg things where there's like a sinkhole or something collapses or whatever. Yeah. But, sometimes it can be due to bad weather. Like if you got flooding or something like that, you would expect it. But look, you've got a beautiful day. It's blue skies. You got green trees. You're just cruising along and all of a sudden.
This is in Hefei, Anhui.
Yeah.
The 25th.
Okay. Dude's cruising. You got them. This guy pulled over. And he's just I don't know, yakking on his phone or doing something.
Normal day in a ghost town.
Yep. And then all of a sudden.
Oh, man.
Bye.
And there's no storm or anything.
No, it's just out of the blue. That's the problem.
Planning.
That's the issue, is that you don't know when it's going to strike.
Yeah. Yeah,
in China.
Just don't.
You don't because, there are no telltale signs.
No.
It's a good day and nice day, and there you get sucked into the ground.
China builds things so quickly, and they don't plan before they build.
Yeah, and they build them shoddily, and usually, like I've said before, a pipe underneath the ground wouldn't have been set up correctly. It starts leaking, spraying out water. Now, this is another one. This is in Zhangjiakou in Hebei.
Yeah. Watch it sink. See it
you can actually see it sinking in there. This is on the 27th of August. These are all within the past week, by the way.
Yeah.
Again, all over the country, you get the same thing happening in a week.
Yeah.
It's not isolated. You can see all the water down there. I mean, it's horrific. Luckily, they got out because you could just drown in that puddle. You know, you're just driving along with your family in your car, and all of a sudden you're in a hole.
True.
Filled with water. Dude, it's a nightmare.
It is actually scary.
It's a freaking nightmare.
I'm just so used to seeing it in China now.
Yeah.
You know, and the building quality is getting worse.
For sure.
It's weird.
Yeah.
Usually countries develop into more cohesive, coherent nations. And China doesn't. It's the opposite.
Well, it's all about face, right? You got to get that road put there, you know. Look, their bunch collapsed. You know, another segment collapsed. You don't know how big that sinkhole is going to be, you know.
No, the woman's like, get out of there.
Yeah.
She's smart. Get out of there,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Because at any moment now.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the ground they're standing on could just fall down.
Yeah. I mean, they're at ground level, and they're
really
about to go
are.
underground level.
Yeah. Anyway. I think that's more or less where it ended up.
Is it?
Yeah.
That one?
Yeah.
There's more.
Yeah, there are more.
That's the thing is there are more, guys.
Yeah. Yeah, this is still the same one here in the Zhangjiakou.
So there's two. We've shown two so far, right?
Two so far. This is
There's
a
another
third one. Now, this is just a scooter. Now, guys, you know, this you could expect like a heavy car, maybe like an EV. It's got batteries.
Yeah.
This is a light little scooter. It also went into the ground like that. And listen, a person could also cause this to happen.
I have seen and shown that on my channel.
Yeah. Here's another one, completely different. That's a huge hole.
It is.
Who knows what fell down there?
For sure. No more pause. We have so much content.
Okay.
We're good. Yeah.
All right. Now, this is Tesla.
Going through a wall.
This happened like 2 days, 3 days
Tesla
ago.
must be a strong car.
Either that or it's just a tofu drag
it's
wall.
just a tofu drag wall.
Yeah, look at that. It just went straight through the parking lot's wall. Must be made out of cardboard or something.
This is a resettlement property. So in China, basically, when they have to take where you live to build whatever they want to build, they're supposed to resettle you. They'll literally move you into a different province sometimes.
Correct.
And turns out the resettlement properties they built were basically made of mud.
Yeah, that's how it is. Here, I mean, look at this. This is all out of spec. And so this is a massive big power line, and it cannot be placed down on the bolts because all the bolts are in the wrong place.
It's a perfect example of how things work in China.
Yeah, we've shown you the measuring tapes are all different sizes and stuff. The specifications and standards are not correct. Like, they don't care. It's just chapado.
For sure.
Here's another example of that. I mean, that's got to be frustrating. What are you going to do? You can't fix that.
For sure. So far, we take you to the main part of the show.
This is our main part of the show, Soft Power Hour. And can you explain what this big, imposing-looking building is?
This is crazy. So this building in China is key to understanding how things work, okay? This building in China is called the 国家信访局, right? Which is the National Public Complaints and Proposals Administration. This is where you go, because technically China is a communist country.
Yes.
Where you go as a person of the People's Republic of China to go to the Hall of the People, basically. You can go to the Hall of the People or you can go to the Public Complaints Department.
Yes.
And what that is you go and say, hey, in my hometown in Bijie, Guizhou, they built my resettlement property out of mud, right?
Yes, yeah.
They don't want you to do this.
And first of all, most people, if it's a high-profile enough thing, most people will not be able to make it there.
No.
They stop you before you get on a bus. Or when you arrive in Beijing, we showed you last week, the plainclothes police officers will come and intercept you and whisk you away, spirit you away.
The surveillance around this building is basically a way to document the people that had the balls to go stand up for themselves and then go punish them later in some way.
Yeah. But if you have a middling complaint, they will, you can still go.
They're not going to rectify it.
No, but you can go.
Yes.
And we wanted to show you some footage of last week of outside this building to show you the sheer amount of people.
It turned that building, because they're in China, like with geolocation and stuff, it turned it into the most checked in attraction in the whole country.
Yes. Isn't it crazy?
It was like on the top.
Yeah.
So basically in Hebei here, this is a construction site, right? You can play this.
Okay.
Migrant workers were not paid for several months.
August 25th, please
August
pay
25th,
attention.
remember that.
I am going to pause it.
Okay.
August 25th. Guys, we've been telling you this. It kind of gets a bit long in the tooth for some of our viewers. I get it. Like when we talk about floods, we tend to talk about floods for like weeks at a time. We've been talking about unpaid wages of workers. But there's something quite specific. We noticed on the 25th of August, We saw a lot of this stuff.
Yes.
So we had to point it out.
Yes, it's too huge. This is huge.
So this is in Hebei, Xinjiang, and it's the typical thing. Again, they climb on top of the buildings to protest because they haven't been paid wages.
Right, for several months. So they haven't been getting salary. They're like, why are we doing grueling hard labor?
Yes.
We're not getting paid.
Here's a different one.
Yes.
This is August 25th in Guangzhou.
Totally different.
Completely different place. And again, same deal. You've got these workers who are, fed up and they're demanding their wages. And the only way they can get the bosses to pay attention is if they go to the roofs and then they protest and they, threaten to do something.
That Greater Bay Area is one of China's most important projects right now.
Yes.
If the state workers are not getting paid, there's big problems. There's big problems underfoot. Like people are like, I'm checking the economic forecast or whatever. You can do that, but you can't get any reliable data out of China.
Yeah.
What you can do is see situations like this and realize that China is absolutely screwed right now.
Yeah.
They're not paying construction workers at state companies across the whole country.
That's right.
Right.
So now this one is also on August 25th. So this is the third incident on the same day. This is in Nanning, in Guangxi, completely different province. So you're like far flung.
Yep.
Take a look. Again, you got the same deal. Workers not paid. They're sleeping there, demanding their wages. And when we say not paid, we say not paid for months. It's not like, oh, you skipped 1 month or a week's wages. It's months, sometimes years.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
All right, let's see. Again, this is completely different. In a different part of Guangdong, in Guangzhou City, again, we've got another construction site on August 25th, again on the same day, demanding their wages, right? They blocked the entrance with the cement mixer truck, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
You see it over there?
Yeah.
They're like, well, if you're not going to pay us, we're just going to block the site. Again, guys, completely different place on August 25th. So what, this is number 5 now?
I guess, yeah.
On August 25th in Jingling Manor Project Department in Jingdezhen, Jiangxi, they owed wages. Workers reported that living expenses had not been paid for 4 or 5 consecutive months. And in desperation, they had no choice but to block the project department to demand their wages. It's interesting. It must be some kind of special day, August 25th.
It's either that or there is so much of this happening. It was a coincidence that a lot of it happened because this is happening across the country.
Of course.
It's crazy. And China's very upset.
Well, I mean, this is proof.
Yeah.
This is not like some made-up AI slop or something. This is real, people that have been pushed to the limit. They're at the end of their tether.
They can't survive. There's no social programs in China. There's no welfare.
If you haven't been paid your wages for 6 months, look here, August 28th. Okay, so now it's a couple days later.
Yeah.
Shenzhen, workers of the Huashun Fangzhou project in Baoan district are demanding wages owed to them by threatening to ground level on the top of the buildings. I mean, it's horrendous how much of this is going around. So, it might be getting long in the tooth, but this is such a good indicator of what's going on. Okay, what is he saying? Wait, I want to hear.
We just couldn't figure out what the
That's a very interesting dialect. But okay, this is in Xinjiang.
Yeah.
And this is on August 26th. So we had August 25th, August 26th, and then August 28th we've got here, okay? And again, these guys, they climbed, this is part of a photovoltaic, or solar project.
Yeah.
They climbed the top of one of the tall towers to demand their wages, demand their pay.
North, south, east, west, China. Literally, we covered every direction.
Yes. Okay. So
this is nuts.
Yeah.
This is crazy. Watch this, guys.
Yeah. Watch what happens. So they've been handed the complaints. Okay. This is CCP government officials.
I do have to explain this. They're usually not even giving complaints. It can't go that far.
Yes.
But when a complaint finally gets to their desk, to these government offices,
yes,
this is what happens.
Watch. He's like saying, 这是什么东西啊? They don't give a crap.
Pause that. If that video isn't going to be a catalyst to something very large in China, I don't know what is. If that somehow gets out.
Yeah.
Because with the projector that we saw in Chongqing, with the sheer amount. What have we covered? 50 unpaid state companies at this point. Every week we do this.
Yeah.
Where the workers, some of the workers not being paid for 3 years. We have people threatening to ground level. We have 50, 60, 70 factories being arson sabotaged.
Yeah.
What's happening?
Yeah, and this is the CCP official response. The arrogance to be like, I don't give a crap about their hard lives, all the struggles that they go through.
This is so much more important than people can hope to understand.
Yeah.
Like I said, you can have economic indicators. You can have your 2-year, 5-year plan. You can have the 2 sessions. You have all these political meetings in China that are supposed to tell you how everything's going. When in reality, the reality is never mentioned, right?
Yes.
What'll happen in those meetings is we're meeting our 5% growth target. Turns out it's not.
No.
We're pushing on forward. We've become the global leader in AI and tech. Turns out it's a bunch of corrupt bullshit.
Yeah.
We've eliminated poverty. It turns out that just means that everyone in China now earns more than $600 per year.
Yes.
It's like you have to read between the lines, and because it's a fully censored country where everything is blocked, everything is censored, you can't get information out.
It's impossible as an outsider to actually get like proper statistics.
You have to watch things like this that get leaked out and make up your own mind that holy crap, something is going down.
When the state-owned companies cannot pay basic wages to laborers, and that's not a high wage. These people are not earning a lot of money, so it's not a lot of money to pay.
They're making $200 a month.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. If the government companies cannot pay $200 a month wages, that means there's massive problems with the economy.
Huge.
Yeah.
Huge.
So now this is kind of related to this. I'll read this out. June 30 to August 22, Mengmen Town, Liuling County in Luliang City, sorry. Luliang City.
Lu.
Yeah, Lu. It's like that. Nu. Yeah, it's the same thing. It's like, when foreigners learn how to say fish.
Yeah, you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, anyway. Maybe I haven't ever mastered that one.
We could probably get back to this story.
We could.
This
is, Anyway.
Kind of serious.
I know, I'm just joking. I'm trying to lighten the mood. Okay, this is in Shanxi province. A man posted about how he discovered illegal dumping of coal gang on village collective land. And while taking photos as evidence, was beaten by 2 people. His phone nearly snatched. Afterwards, they reported it, but the town government responded that no dumping behavior was found.
This is what happens when you try to do the right thing in China.
Yes.
You get punished. It's a mafia state.
Yeah. So he was filming where they were dumping this, basically waste from coal mining or whatever. And so he got beaten up for it on site.
Yep.
Obviously managed to escape.
Yep.
It's kind of awful.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. Let's move on, shall we? Because it's time.
What's not awful is this.
Oh, yes. Our favorite part of the week. Guys, check it out.
Breathing exercises. We can listen to each other's heartbeats, perhaps.
So I actually made him curry, and then he hated it.
It's morally horrible.
Yeah, it's morally wrong.
Right, yeah. You're strapping people down and injecting them with drugs?
3行代码就能生成专属个人的 AI 女友。中国又一 AI 项目引发全网关注。
I'm about to be accosted by a drug addict homeless man.
Your way of triggering my senses has only touched the surface. Is there anything else you want me to do?
May as well have been like phone sex. It was,
wow.
And I want
So she initiated.
Yeah, exactly.
And a yard gnome mad scientist named Newton Von Knuckles.
I'm sorry, but what the... Yeah, that was super fun.
That was such a fun episode. Guys, on Patreon, we have a patron show. It's called Xiaoban Ho. It means after hours. It's every single Monday. There's over 160 something
VIP
episodes.
show,
It's a VIP
secret
show. It's the stuff we can't cover on YouTube.
Yeah.
If you want to support us, you go to patreon.com/ADV podcast. You join us there. You support us there, right?
Yeah.
It's important because that's really the only way we can keep this show going.
Correct.
But so we also want to give back. We want to give you a full show.
Yeah.
Right? This isn't like throwaway content. It's actually usually the stuff we really want to cover, but we can't on YouTube.
Well, I mean, they chose this topic, not us.
Yes,
the AI boyfriends, Chinese AI boyfriends, part 2, and we really delved into it because it's changed a lot since part 1.
You don't need to see part 1 even.
Yes.
You can if you want. But this is where we broke it down to levels. We went through the timeline of China basically replacing human being relationships relationships with chatbots, AI, this kind of stuff.
Mhm.
And we went from level 1 apocalypse to level 5 apocalypse.
Yes.
In the veracity. It's shocking. It's
Yes.
nauseating. It's scary. It's also very fun to watch because we
Yes.
suffered a lot.
Yeah, it's very cringe.
Yes, it's super cringe. So you'll enjoy that episode, I promise.
Yeah.
The last one we did before that, just to give you a little example, and click play there.
I will.
The last episode we did before that was we showed you what China was like in the 1980s. We took you back to the 1980s with real footage of what life was like on the streets, the best movies, the music that people listened to, what people were doing, eating, talking about.
Fashion, all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
And so we took you back into the time capsule that was
The
China in
technology
the
that they
80s.
had, you know.
Which was really fun.
It was a good episode. I really enjoyed it.
So if you go to patreon.com/ADV podcast, you will know that there is a half price tier right now. It's only $10 a month, but there's only 81 slots left. So claim those. Unless you want to join the full price tier, which is live. You see us live. You vote on the topics. We answer every question every episode.
And you get a chance to get a Chinese name. We have like a little wheel of Forshan.
It's fun.
You can enter if you want. But now listen, we understand it's a big ask, right? So only if you have the means, but we'd love to see you there.
We would.
Yeah. Time to continue with the show.
Yeah.
What do you say?
Worldview. We got some big stuff
Yeah,
today.
okay. It is a big segment today because it's important. Please stick around for this.
Yes.
Okay.
By the way, just showing you, there's only 81 slots left to that half price tier.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a huge issue happening right now.
Yes.
China's going nuts by talking about how World War II was actually won by them, basically.
Yes.
They kicked out the Japanese, the communists. They kicked the Japanese out, and nobody else helped.
Yes.
Okay.
It's a lie.
America bombed Japan and
We know
stopped
that.
the invasion, right? But in China, it's not taught like that.
No.
In China, it's taught that the communists took over and they kicked out the Japanese and they made the new China.
Yeah, they won the War of Resistance.
Yes.
Now, this year, we've seen two massive, big anti-Japanese films come out, nationalist films in China. The Nanjing Photo Studio is called Dead to Rights in English, and Unit 731, which is obviously focuses on that horrible, like,
war atrocities. Yeah.
the war atrocities that the Japanese committed, which are true.
Yes.
But they are very much pushing an anti-Japanese narrative this year, and more than usual, by releasing these two. And it's because there's this 80th anniversary of the War of Resistance victory.
Yeah.
The Communist Party of China had no victory against the Japanese. I don't want to bore you guys with history, but basically Taiwan is where the nationalists fled. There was a civil war. Think of the North and the South in America, that type of thing. You had a civil war.
You had nationalists versus communists.
And the communists. The nationalists fought the Japanese because they were in charge of China at the time. They got wiped out by the Japanese. They fought very bravely, and they fought countless battles and, so on. The Communist Party... they were the good guys. The Communist Party hid in the hills, did nothing. They engaged in, I think, two skirmishes or two battles throughout the entire war.
Against the Japanese.
Yes, were hundreds by the nationalists. They got wiped out. Anyway, after the whole war ended, the Nationalist Party fled to Taiwan to escape the communists because they lost the civil war because they were already decimated by the Japanese. And that's where they stayed.
Yes.
But those are the guys that were fighting the Japanese, not the Communist Party. But now Communist China claims that they beat the Japanese single-handedly, pretty much without the help of the rest of the world. It was their victory.
Yes.
They did nothing.
Yes.
Nothing.
So Taiwan is worried about getting invaded,
Yes.
obviously, by China because they claim them. And they are like, be careful with this distorted reality, right? Like, you can believe what you want, but the communists didn't defeat Japan. This is distorted reality.
Yes.
China claims that they owned Taiwan for all of history, which is not true,
No.
right? So this distorted history is something Taiwan is warning its citizens about, and China was losing it.
Yep.
This was a flashpoint for them. They're
Yes.
like, nonsense, right?
Yep.
So this is just something I wanted to point out. The anti-Japan rhetoric in China has never been higher.
It's terrible.
Never been higher. And it's weird because it wasn't that bad last year.
Yeah.
But it's bad now.
It's because of this anniversary.
For sure. For sure. Yeah, it's not
obviously-
weird.
It's
actually
an
not
important
weird at all.
anniversary, yeah.
Yeah, good point. That's a good point.
Just remember, China did not defeat the Japanese at all.
Yes. Pause that real quick.
Okay.
So this is unprecedented. And this is something that really is going to change the course of history. So we have Kim Jong-un, dictator of North Korea.
Yes.
We have Putin, dictator of Russia. And we have Xi Jinping, dictator
Yes.
of China. We have 3 dictators, right? We also have Iran somewhere in the background there.
Iran's hanging around there doing something.
Yes, but they're definitely
refining uranium or something.
Sure.
Yeah.
They're in the same boat,
Sure,
right?
sure.
But basically, Kim Jong-un, Putin, and Xi Jinping are going to be at China's military parade this year. And this is unprecedented because you have a unified effort of dictators coming together to watch one of these like bullshit parades, but it means so much more. It's significant.
It's a new axis.
It's a new axis. You know how like we had World War II, we had the Axis and Allies?
Yeah.
We're looking right now. We have a clear picture of the new axis. It's actually been named. I'll show you a map. This is the world. You can actually use this map to figure out who the new world powers are on that side of the world.
Mm-hmm.
And so the real powers that are the new axis are now called CRINC.
This is in Newsweek.
Yes, they are called CRINC.
They're called CRINC.
That is an interesting name.
CRINC.
Now leave that there.
I gotta leave the CRINC map up
because I gotta explain it.
All right.
You see in the hot red?
Yes.
Those are members of CRINC. You can treat those as the new axis.
Yeah.
Okay. China, Russia.
Yes.
Iran, North Korea.
Yes.
These are the new axis.
So that's what CRINC stands for.
Yes. If we go into global conflict with NATO and the West and America and everything, it's going to be versus CRINC. Okay. I'm going to be honest with you. It doesn't sound very threatening. The countries in the brown, by the way. Can you keep moving?
I'm sorry.
It's very important.
Okay. I shall move back to
I know you're trying to just make sure that we didn't make up CRINC. We didn't make up CRINC.
Yeah, we didn't make up CRINC. This is in Newsweek.
You see the brown countries here?
Yes, yeah.
And again, this brown on the map.
Yes.
These brown countries here are...
it looks like a dark red to me, to be honest.
I can't tell from this monitor. Okay. These dark red countries, not the light red countries.
Yeah.
It's so funny to me. These are the people that are going to the parade, but they aren't like in CRINC. They aren't the actual CRINC countries, right? These countries here are, you can just tell by who they're bordering that they're just bullied into attending this bullshit festival.
Exactly.
It's like, the map is so telling, like psychologically. It's like, Mongolia's, they're like, I don't like Russia and I don't like China, but I'm going to die if I don't go to
exactly.
this.
They surround me.
You got Kazakhstan, they're like, I guess I gotta go. You know, you have these countries that literally, they're just bullied into going.
Mongolia is surrounded by CRINC countries.
It sucks.
Yeah.
Imagine being surrounded by CRINC.
Yeah, exactly.
That sucks.
So we had to look this up, and CRINC refers to the grouping of China, Russia, Iran, and North Korea. It's like, apparently it was put together during this big conference. And I just want to read a line down here. Sure. It says, according to Politico, a wide range of Asia-related concerns were shared by forum participants and remained a central theme throughout the event. The term was further used in the forum, with two of its primary sessions being titled Victory in Ukraine equals Message to the CRINCs. And newer, never mind the BRICS, here's the CRINCs.
I will say this.
Dude.
Imagine you're a country.
What is this name? This is the worst acronym you could have come up with.
Or is it the best? Because I'll tell you why. We can't call them the CRINCs. I'm sorry, but I can't do that. What's going on with this? It's either great or very bad, because it sounds a little derogatory. But here's the deal. I'll tell you why it might work.
Okay, why?
Let's be honest. The CRINC is the new enemy, okay, to the West.
CRINC
is the enemy to the West.
No, look, they are using it at the forum as a plural. Okay. Say message to the CRINCs, and it says newer mind
the West.
The BRICS. Here's the CRINCs. It's right there in the Wikipedia article. I didn't make that up. You didn't make that up.
No. So the CRINCs are the enemy to the West.
Stop. Okay. Yes.
So here's the deal. We didn't make this up.
No, we did not.
But I want to point it to you. The one benefit from this, potentially,
yes.
if you take the weird sound away from it, is that if you think about this, if you're a country on the fence, right, and you're like, do I want to stand up against NATO? And you picture that logo and the US, and you're like, think of that bald eagle, and you think of the American military, and you think of all the EU countries that are in NATO, and you're like, I don't want to fight the special forces of France or England or America. I don't want to do that, right? When you pose the alternative and you say, are you scared of the CRINCs? It takes the sting out of this axis. It kind of makes this axis the biggest joke I've ever heard in my entire life.
So stupid. Yes. I think we got to move on, dude. Otherwise, something's, something.
Sure.
Let's just move on.
Yeah. Anyway,
it's real, by the way.
It's real.
Yeah. What's this?
These are the missiles that apparently are developed to fight to the U.S. that are spotted before the parade. So just a little heads up there.
Okay.
People like when we show some military stuff. This is quick, but basically, you know Evergrande, the property, the biggest property developer.
The Ponzi scheme.
Yeah, so they were building a lot of the houses in China.
Yes.
And they were the real mover and shaker of China's real estate bubble. They actually delisted off of the Hong Kong Stock Exchange.
Yes.
Do you know how much debt they leave behind?
How much?
$300 billion. China relied on it as a too big to fail company.
Yes.
Well, turns out they failed.
Yes, but quietly.
Yeah, I mean, you got articles, obviously, but like, who's like hanging out at an Irish pub and they're like, hey, did you hear about Evergrande? Right now, not
my
really.
problem is this is so emblematic of investment in China. So when you got people, whether it's your bank manager or if it's just a fly-by-night guy or an influencer saying that you should invest in China,
yes,
they shouldn't be saying that.
So this was complicit in all that.
Yeah, you should be looking at this and saying, this is why you don't invest in China. Because they propped this up. They made this too big to fail. Just like they keep saying the Chinese economy is always going to rise. It's not.
It's not.
It's failed. It's on the downturn. We see it by all the unpaid wages and stuff. This is such a massive indicator, and it should be such a warning sign. We shouldn't be allowing Chinese companies to list on the stock market here. We shouldn't be investing in them because they're all built on lies.
Yes. China has already peaked.
Yes.
And it peaked as a poor country. It didn't peak like Japan. Japan peaked. I'll admit it. Japan peaked.
Oh,
but
yeah.
it peaked as a rich, developed country that gets the coast.
Yes.
Right? America hasn't peaked. A lot of European countries have not peaked. A lot of developing countries have not peaked. China has peaked, like Japan, but it did it when it was poor.
Yes.
It's like very, very poor authoritarian version of Japan. It's done.
Yeah.
Right? It's not going any higher. You can look at this as an example. You are left with 1,300 unfinished projects. Not unfinished buildings.
Unfinished projects.
Each one of these projects is a mega city.
Yes.
They're huge.
Yeah.
They house millions of people, some of these things, right? So you're left with 1,300 of these unfinished across 280 big cities. Not little hole-in-the-wall cities. Big cities. Hundreds of thousands of home buyers are still waiting for their apartments, which have never been built.
But they've already paid their deposits. They've been paying off the mortgage every month for years.
Times this by how many companies? I mean, this is just one.
Exactly.
Right. So this is turned into a massive thing. You can read more about it.
You've got a link to the article in the description. Good.
It's just a little view of
some
one
of the
unfinished
buildings. Yeah,
that escalated to nowhere. Right. Yep. Again, it was too big to fail. Turns out it can't fail.
Yes.
This was one of those things where you can't believe how good something could be. Now I'll tell you how good this can be.
Yeah.
This is a New York Times article called "How China's Influences Elections in America's Biggest City." It's about New York City.
Yeah. Bookmark this one. If you're going to take anything away from the show and to read afterwards, this is it.
Yes.
This particular article is fantastic.
It is. So
yeah.
I saw competing news outlets, and let's be honest, mainstream media hates each other, right?
Yeah.
The news outlets are competing, right? They're trying to get the biggest story and everything. New York Times did a massive, massive investigation, okay, in how the CCP is influencing elections. I'll tell you why that's important. Everyone knows that China's influencing America.
Yes.
They know that they're buying farmland. They know that they're in the educational institutes. People know that they're trying to smuggle bioweapons in. People know that they did Salt Typhoon. They hacked all the telecoms. People know that the Chinese government hacked our infrastructure and is trying to be able to shut off water and electricity so that they can invade Taiwan. They know all these horrible things, right, about China.
Yeah.
What China always managed to get away with scot-free is saying, we don't do any of that stuff, but we definitely don't get involved in elections, democratic elections. That's your problem. We don't meddle.
Yes.
Turns out they meddle a lot.
They're the most meddlesome.
Competing outlets were talking about this article from New York Times saying, we have to give credit where credit's due. This is epic.
Yes.
Literally the word epic,
Yes.
right? These news outlets that don't even like each other are like, read this.
Yes.
They're like, please read this.
Yeah.
That's how big.
So what's the gist?
So here's the gist. China has been basically involved in these elections in New York City, which is America's pretty much the most influential city in America, right? It's definitely the biggest city.
Sure.
And what they do is they use these friendship associations.
You see them always, the Chinese Friendship Associations. It could be the Fujian Friendship Association or whatever.
Yes.
But yes, there are lots of them all over.
So China's consulate in New York has been covertly influencing city politics by mobilizing these community groups. They're called hometown associations. So basically, you get your Chinese hometown. So let's say you're from Fujian. You'll have the Fujian Hometown Association that opens up an umbrella office in New York City.
Yes.
They get to operate as a non-governmental organization. They get to run tax-free. Okay.
Yes.
These groups are often tax-exempt nonprofits, and they back candidates in New York City that are favorable to Beijing.
Yes.
So they're not friendship organizations. They're not hometown associations. They are Beijing's, basically their
Influence.
tentacles and influence inside America's democracy.
Yeah.
And they shut down people who support Taiwan, Hong Kong democracy, or criticize China's government. Strategy ensures influence at local levels while building long-term leverage if politicians rise to national office. So some people might say, I don't care about New York City. I'll tell you why you should care. And I got a quote here.
Okay.
This is a quote from Audrey Wong, an AEI fellow on why China targets New York City races locally. You never know which politician might eventually run for Congress at a national level or become a presidential candidate. You see how this matters?
Yes.
People get started in New York City politics. That's already almost the top dog.
Yeah.
You might end up as a national politician that is now favorable to Beijing.
Correct.
Right? Listen to this. This is somebody who was plotting against one of the candidates. Okay.
All
This
right.
is a Chinese intelligence agent named Chi Min-lin. Okay.
Right.
He said violence would be fine too. Beat him until he cannot run for the election. They had Chinese spies that were plotting to get rid of people running for Congress to make sure the pro-Beijing candidate wins. And guess what? They always win.
They do, because they
always
intimidate. You know, the Chinese communities, the diaspora, they are very cut off from actual American society, I find. And they're very influenced by news from China and from Chinese groups. And because they all hang out in the same areas, they all shop in the same Asian supermarkets, they all know each other. It's just the way it works. They all hang out in those areas. They're influenced. And they have basically a mafia. The CCP mafia will let people know, hey, if you vote for that person and we find out you're done, your family in China, we're going to deal with them. You know, that type of thing. They put on all this intimidation stuff. And they can very easily sway what people vote for in China, in America, sorry.
Yeah, so this is how they do it. This is how they influence. They use hometown associations.
Yep.
They use social clubs.
Yep.
Some of them are very old that they've co-opted. Okay. They pressure, intimidate. So politicians are targeted for attending Taiwan events.
Yes.
So if you go to there was one woman that was polling so high, and then she went to like a pro-Taiwan, not even a pro-Taiwan, it was just a Taiwanese event, and she lost the election. What does that tell you?
Yeah.
And they get punished for supporting democracy and movements. Consulate involvement, the direct presence at ceremonies, officials led pledges supporting Beijing's policies. So this is illegal.
Yeah.
You can't have the Chinese consulate operating in America's democracy, right?
But they do.
You have illegal electioneering. So at least 19 tax-exempt nonprofits broke U.S. law by endorsing candidates or fundraising.
Right.
And you have a long-term bet. They're hoping that they get a winner that is actually going to run in national politics, right? We had targeted politicians. We had Yan Xiong, which is a Tiananmen activist turned congressional candidate. Beijing linked there was a Beijing linked spy plotted blackmail and violence against him.
Right.
There's Zhang Liao was pressured after meeting Taiwan's president, lost backing from the Chinese groups. Yuan Chu, which is a state senator from Taiwan, punished for attending Taiwan events, later unseated with consulate-backed rival.
Yeah.
This is in America.
Yeah.
Wai Yi-chan, which is a city council candidate, attacked for past support of Hong Kong democracy, lost to Susan Zhuang, who later channeled city funds to pro-Beijing nonprofits, by the way. And they supported politicians like Eric Adams, mayor of New York City, endorsed by at least 9 groups tied to Beijing. Controversies over red envelope payments and campaign ties. Apparently, they're giving red envelopes of cash to journalists.
Yeah, that was exposed.
Susan Zhuang, who is a city council member supported by dozens of consulate-linked backed groups, redirected over $300,000 of city funds to them. There's been federal investigations. The FBI involvement here has arrested leaders of the America Changle Association for running a secret Chinese police station in New York City. We covered that.
Yeah.
Indicted Ho Chul's former aide for conspiring with consulate-linked associations. And they questioned Chinatown leaders in 2025 about consulate pressure. So China denies all this stuff. But we started with this secret police station in New York City, and this is after this investigation here with what New York Times has done. We've now been able to figure out that they're much deeper than that.
Well, of course, and we've known about these organizations for the longest time. And also the Confucius Institutes and all of that, they're all tied together.
For sure.
And one thing that really pisses me off about all of this is that they have these non-profits, like you say, that are tax exempt and that get taxpayer funding. They actually manage to steal American taxpayers' money, through whichever way. They don't have to pay any tax, and they are actually influence arms of the Chinese government. So in a way, America is paying to be influenced and paying to be infiltrated by the Communist Party of China. It shouldn't be allowed.
Yes, you should definitely check out this article. The be-all and end-all is China systematically used community associations in New York City, friendship organizations, old-time organizations that had ties.
They're not friendship, they're enemy organizations.
Yes.
Just call them what they are.
Right. Hometown associations. They use them to intimidate opponents, elevate their allies, and normalize Beijing's agenda within U.S. politics. The influence is local, but has national implications as supported politicians rise in power.
Yes.
Not good.
Not good at all.
I'm so happy this was done.
Yes, great article. Please read it. Send it to people that you think might be skeptical about all of this, because it's very good journalism.
The Chinese government...
Now,
this too.
Yeah, this too. Let's take a look. We'll just play this clip first.
Targeted me with an elaborate spying operation. I study East Asian studies at Stanford, and last summer, a man with many mutuals on social media reached out to me. He claimed to be a fellow student. The interaction raised alarm bells. I started to document the conversation. Eventually, he invited me to visit China. He sent me a travel itinerary and offered to pay for my flights and accommodation. He also sent me videos of Americans who become rich and famous in China, and told me that if I were to visit China, I too could become prosperous. I ended our communications when he commented on one of my Instagram posts, requesting that I delete screenshots of our conversation. I had no idea how he knew that I had been documenting our conversation. I alerted the FBI, and they informed me that this sort of interaction is very common at Stanford and other American universities. Chinese spies are particularly focused on targeting and befriending people studying AI and robotics. They're offered large sums of money in an attempt to get them to come to China, bringing with them the know-how and research that they have acquired. It is ingenious but frightening what the Chinese Communist Party does.
So this is one of those things. Yeah.
Make us big.
Yeah. Oh, well. Here's the thing. You've got these guys who go on social media and they pretend. This guy was pretending to be a student, and he already was friends with lots of her mutual friends, other universities. So he's obviously wormed his way into, social engineered his way in there, and he pretends like he's a student in Stanford with them, and try to make friends, and then be like, hey, you should come to China. And he'll show probably some shill videos of these moralless foreigners who go and do the Chongqing 22nd floor stuff or whatever, and say, look, these guys are having a great time. They're famous in China. They've made a lot of money or whatever. You can do that too. And this is how you get a shill, is you convert them to go over there. But it's not only that. They're digging for sensitive information.
Oh, yeah. It's not just shill stuff.
Yeah, First of all, they will use you as propaganda.
100%.
They always do. So if you've got remember the Duke University students all went to China. They ended up being like just crushed with this propaganda nonsense from the moment they woke up to the moment they went to sleep. They were on state media. They were being interviewed, all that, and they went everywhere. They weren't happy about that. But you'll be used for propaganda, number one. And number two, they specifically target, and they've been targeting young white women students. That's been their biggest target at the moment. And they want to get
doesn't mean that not everyone else is a target.
No, they target it, but that's their main target at the moment. Yeah. And what they're doing is they're trying to get them to go over to China on a trip so that they can get their hooks into them, right? Because then they pay for their whole itinerary. They pay like thousands of dollars worth of travel and stuff. So now you owe them something.
Yeah.
So when they come and they ask you about like, hey, so you're studying in the robotics field, why don't you come have a talk about that? Then they'll be approached and be like, hey, we're doing a research project over here. Why don't you come and do some lectures or something? And all they're after is the information that you have access to.
Hey, can you introduce me to this professor that you have that worked on this certain project that we're very interested in?
Why don't we share knowledge? Why don't you tell us about what you're doing? That kind of thing. So it's a way to spy, and it's a way to gain access and get your hooks into people and basically create assets.
China's spying on the U.S. and making marks out of these people, and it's very unnerving. It's very interesting, but if anybody in the audience ever wants us to like verify something, we can probably have a look at it. Just reach out to us and we'll see.
No, absolutely. Like here's the thing. I'm going to tell you, if you get contacted by anyone from China and you're in any sort of a sensitive, it doesn't matter. Like if you're studying technology or anything that you think, chemicals, if you get contacted out of the blue
Let us know.
and you start getting offers to go to China, they're going to pay for your flight. Please reach out to us. So
we can at least help you look at it.
We can help you decide whether or not that's legit or not.
Yeah, for sure.
Anyway, the fact is, you're dealing with someone who looks harmless. International student got pictures of, this is fun and stuff, but it's actually a spy.
Mm-hmm.
All right? These are some of the screenshots of, the conversations they were having. And, he says, I have friends from Stanford visiting me in China. Do you remember the senior blah, blah, puts a person? She was on a TV show in China and is famous now, see? Shows like
He was like an example.
Yeah, an example. And then she's like, I can't really pay for that. And he's like, I'll pay for it. And then he sends itineraries like, here, you get the idea. Just don't fall for this trap.
Yeah, that's it.
And that's it. Yeah. So, guys, it's Q&A time. Yamcha, this is the part of the show where we answer your questions and you question our answers. It is Friday, so I hope you're all having a fantastic time. So it's time to loosen the tie, grab a drink, relax. If you're not watching us live or on the weekend, we'll catch you next time. Stay awesome. But for the rest of us, let's get right into it.